Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Mitchell Bourke, star of the great American movie A Christmas Castle Proposal. Mitchell takes on the lead role of Prince Alexander. Join us as we delve into Mitchell's insight into his character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here, Mitchell.
Thank you for having me, Desiree.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about your character in A Christmas Castle Proposal?
Yeah, well, this is the second time that we see Prince Alexander on screen, but it's the first time that we see him in his castle, in his home, and he is lucky enough to have brought, the girl of his dreams, finally to somewhere that he holds, dearly. Um, and this time around, as in comparison to the first one, we see him still facing challenges of the royal life as well as juggling a relationship, and also trying to take care of this foundation that his father started and that he feels so strongly about and that he loves so dearly, as much as his family and also Olivia. So we see Alexander trying to, hold up the world on his shoulders, and as a lot of males do, thinking that they can do so much more by themselves than maybe they can. And so we see Alexander's journey through the movie, trying to also throw in a proposal, out of all things, and thinking that it's the best time to do that, and being completely out of touch within himself about when is that perfect time to make the proposal. Um, so yeah, it was a lot of fun being able to dive back into Alexander because he is such a fun character, and I'm Australian and playing someone who is of British descent, and of the royal life. I mean, that's a dream, really. That's kind of, I think, a lot of actors' dreams, and I got to do it twice so far. Uh, in the space of 2 years is pretty amazing, and it's all down to the fans. I think the fans of the franchise and the movie, the people that love this story. So I think people are going to really, really come along with Alexander this time and really be rooting for him, so much more than they did in the first one, and really rooting for him and Olivia's relationship to go the whole distance, basically.
Great. And what can you tease about your character journey?
What can I tease? I
Yeah.
can tease that I can tease that, like me, he's very good at thinking he has the right words, but when it comes to the moment, he fumbles a lot. And we definitely see that. I can also tease that, like me, Alexander thinks that he's not a stress head and can handle a lot of workload. But that's where the comedy comes into it, and he cannot at all. So I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to that. Yeah, and I think what I can tease also is that Alexander looks pretty good in a suit, I think, as well. But I'll leave that up to the opinion of people who watch it. I mean, I felt pretty good in the suit, even though it was very hot, Desiree, when we were filming. Very hot. And we are filming a Christmas movie, that was meant to be that is set in winter. There's snow pouring outside the castle. But underneath the suit was there was a lot of sweat going on. So
Okay.
yeah, because they have us in these suits and these jackets and these coats and scarves and gloves, and um, like many of these movies, they shoot it in the opposite season. So yeah, I think there's a few teasers there that people should definitely look out for.
Great. And
Yeah.
do you think Prince Alexander would be the type to go all out with grand romantic gesture, or would he keep it, think, simple? What's your take on the perfect Christmas proposal for him?
I think Alexander lives in grand romantic gestures. I think that's something that, through reading Olivia's books to start with. And we see that in the first movie about how much he loves his reading. And then we see it when, and here's maybe another tease that we see it when they enter his library. Just the plethora of books that surround them as they enter that massive room. I think he really hopes that he can come up with the best Christmas proposal and make it as magical as he has read about and probably dreamt about for a long time, as I have. Because you want it to be like the perfect proposal. You want it to have all the magic and the perfect timing. You want the snow to fall. You want the lights to be dimmed. You want to be looking into the person that you love, their eyes, and to basically just have it, the culmination of everything come together in that one moment, and for it to be the perfect moment. And sometimes that doesn't happen. And in Alexander's journey, we see that as good as he thinks he is, his timing is not everything. That's the drama of it, right? Like, so many outside influences impact his chance to have that grand romantic gesture. And then life happens, and we see that simple is best. But I would say communication with your partner is best as well. Actually talking to them about it all. Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you agree? Oh, good. Great. I hope other people agree when they see it.
So, if you could plan a royal Christmas date night, what romantic or funny activities would you include?
A royal romantic date night. That's a great question. I've actually no one's ever asked me that. That's great, Desiree. I feel like as a royal, I would have reindeer. So I would probably, I would set up I would organize the reindeer. And I would put myself and my person in the sled, and I would sled out to this beautiful area that was already set up with twinkle lights, and this kind of long kind of table picnic area. And the snow is falling, right? The snow has to be falling. The thing is, though, in Australia, it's hot during Christmas. So I'm kind of thinking about when and where the movie's set, which is a European Christmas. So it's a white Christmas. So the snow's falling. Somewhere in the distance, either Michael Bublé or Frank Sinatra is playing with their Christmas album, because who doesn't love those albums? And then I would. Oh, and by the way, like my person is blindfolded because they can't see the whole thing until we get there. They can see the reindeer, sure, but then when we're in the sled, blindfold. And then when I present the area in which we arrive, I take that blindfold off. Lights, yeah, tinsel, wreaths, beautiful spread. And then I would just slowly tell them what I think about them, why I love them. I think that's a great date night. I mean, we just enjoy the best food in the world. I mean, Desiree, what type of food in like, what's your favorite, home cooked meal in Italy?
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Gelato?
Yeah, I bet.
Gelato.
Gelato. Oh yeah, there'll be some gelato there. 100%.
Pizza.
Some limoncello, pizza. Yeah, maybe a calzone. I'd probably have a calzone there.
Lasagna.
Lasagna for sure. Bene. Lasagna, definitely.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I mean, to me, that sounds like a pretty good date night. And then some type of ice skating, maybe a snowball fight as well. Get a bit competitive, something like that, I think.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you and Rhiannon Fish have a great chemistry in the movie. What's one funny or unexpected thing she did on set that really helped you bring the holiday romance to life?
Now I got to throw my mind back. Let me think about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a think. Gosh, what did Rhiannon do? I mean, Rhiannon in general is just a very funny but humble and giving person. She brings so much life to set, and she's always so cheeky. And if you're not catching her sleeping between takes, like and kind of resting,
Mhm.
she's either up and about and she's making jokes with the crew. And but once she hid my ring, she hid the box from me, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And then as we're about to kind of get onto set, um, my costume designer pulls it up out of nowhere and says, Rhiannon delivers this to you. And I said, well, thank you, Rhiannon, for causing me heartache because I thought that I'd lost the ring. I thought that I lost it. And it was going to be my fault, of course. But things like that, Rhiannon and I just get along so well. And we can throw each other little winks and little banter. We can kind of throw each other off a bit, which is always fun because it keeps it like engaging. And then her and I will just go off script essentially, and the director will have to call cut to kind of get us to stop talking, as well. But yeah, filming this movie again with her was a dream. And from the first one because I hadn't seen her since we shot the first one, and so to see her again and for us to kind of gone a whole year and a bit without seeing each other. But then as soon as we saw each other, we just dropped straight back into our friendship, our relationship. It was a dream. She's just brilliant to work with.
Amazing. So,
Yeah.
if you could switch places with Prince Alexander for a real life Christmas, what part of his royal life would you enjoy the most? And what would you find the most challenging?
I think if I was to switch with Prince Alexander for a Christmas, it would be what I'd love the most is all the food that they would bring for him, and set out, and that I wouldn't have had to have done a thing. Um, but then I think something that I would not enjoy would be the expectation of gift because a royal gift would have to be pretty amazing, considering like the time and the value of the gift. I'm not that great at figuring out gifts to give, so I think that I would struggle with that. And I probably struggle for what to get my mother as the queen because the queen has everything, I think, right?
Yeah.
So you'd have to keep it simple. You'd have to figure out what it is they needed, right? What does a queen need apart from maybe just a kiss and a hug every day, really? I mean, that's what my queen mother says that she needs anyway. Um, yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, great.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Cool. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to be royal for a day or a whole Christmas season would be amazing.
Yeah,
Plus being able to wear the royal attire, that was the most fun. And it takes a whole nother step up this movie. Big
great,
time.
great.
Yeah, I think people are gonna love what it looks like.
Amazing. So,
Yeah.
change of subject. Here at Survival Shows, we are big fans, obviously, of Christmas rom-coms. What is your
Mhm.
all-time favorite?
My favorite Christmas rom-com would be, I think it's got to be Love Actually. And I know everyone says it, but the way that that movie is done is just, it's all time, you know, all the different components. I mean, who doesn't want someone outside their house with cue cards basically explaining how much they love you? Um, who doesn't want Bill singing that Christmas song? Uh, I think it's just such a fun movie. But let's say if I was to choose another Christmas rom-com. Would you say that The Nightmare Before Christmas is a no, that's not. What is the Christmas movie? Tim Burton's one with the skeletons.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a rom-com or a Christmas Bride? Is that it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's just say The Holiday as well. The Holiday's up there as well, I
The
think.
Northern.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have a favorite, Desiree?
Yes, they are The Holiday and the Love Actually, the
Okay.
older ones. But there
Yeah.
is there are a lot of movies
Mm,
of recent year.
yeah. Well, that's why I think it's great that Great American Family do these Christmas movies. I think it's giving people an opportunity to see different Christmas rom-coms and make them their favorite.
Yeah,
Um, I really think people are going to love A Christmas Castle Proposal. I think it will hopefully become someone's favorite, even if it's just one person. I think people are really going to love it. There's so much heart and love and Christmas spirit in this movie, so I can't wait for people to see it.
yeah. I saw the trailer and I must say that this is really beautiful.
Yeah, it is. That's a good word for it. Beautiful.
Yeah. So the last question: can you tease something about your next projects?
What I can tease is that I will probably have to grow out my hair a bit longer for it, as compared to the Christmas Castle Proposal, where in comparison to the first one, my hair was probably about this length in the first one. But in the Christmas Castle, they really trimmed it back, made him look like a kind of, that businessman type. But I think I'd tease that I have to grow out my hair. That's kind of all I'm going to say.
Oh, okay. Great.
I can say a little bit more if you'd like. Um,
Yeah.
there's a lot of leather in it.
Oh. It's a
A lot
movie
of
or a
leather.
TV show? Can you say?
What if I say both?
Okay.
Yeah. So one's going to lead into another.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
hmm hmm Yeah.
We will put up. But for now, make sure all of you to go to A Christmas Castle Proposal on Great American Christmas this Saturday night. Thank you, Mitchell, to join us today.
Grazie mille.
It's a pleasure. And thank you all for watching. Bye.